Held every August in Ballycastle, County Antrim, rumour has it that the word Lammas is derived from the Irish word lunasa, meaning the beginning of the harvest season. One of the oldest fairs on the island of Ireland, locals and tourists arrive in their droves to buy and savour from the stalls edible red seaweed, dulse, or feast on small chunks of yellow man, a sweet-tasting toffee hammered from a large brittle block. It could well be said that if it were not for the efforts of Sam Henry, the folk song collector from Coleraine, no one would have heard of that jaunting little ballad, the Ould Lammas Fair, the words and music of which were composed by John Henry MacAulay. In truth, poor John had a hard life. Though born into a loving home in Glenshesque, one of the 9 green glens of Antrim, his father died when he was just a boy, and at the age of 14, John was left partially paralysed as a result of a boyhood prank. This unfortunate accident happened when he and his school friends were playing a game of Truth or Dare on the Glenshesque Bridge, each taking it in turn to jump from the bridge onto the bank below. Mercifully, John's upper body was left relatively unscathed. Wondering now how her son was going to earn a living, John's mother Annie came up with a brainwave. She decided to pay for her son to go to Belfast and train as a carpenter. It was indeed the right decision. Having found lodgings in the McClure Street area of the city, John soon discovered that he was in fact made for the carpentry trade. On finishing his training, he returned to Ballycastle and set up his own woodworking business. Discovering he had an aptitude for carving intricate designs onto pieces of timber, he secured a room above McLister's newsagents, and it was there he established the Bog Oak Shop, a lucrative little business which attracted custom from tourists and locals alike. Clearly of a musical bent, John was also known for playing the fiddle, lilting the odd tune, and writing his own songs, one of which was the Ould Lammas Fair, a joyous little ballad which celebrated the sights and sounds of the Ballycastle market. Local landmarks are name-checked, like the River Margay and Knocklade Mountain. His words were first published in October 1925 in the Northern Constitution as part of Sam Henry's regular column, Songs of the People. But the words did not as yet have a melody, so a solution was needed. Having looked through various collections of traditional airs without any success, Sam Henry asked Macaulay if he could think of something suitable. Macaulay agreed. Returning to the Bog Oak Shop some time later, the smiling Macaulay had good news for Henry. If the right tune for the words doesn't exist, the only thing to do is to make one up to order, he said. Taking his fiddle down from the shelf, he played an original, perfect air, one which was destined to reverberate through the hallowed concert halls of Belfast and London. The completed ballad attracted the attention of John Vine, then organist and choirmaster at St Jude's in Belfast, who set about arranging it as a choral piece. Unfortunately, John Macaulay would not live to see the day when his ballad would be sung in one of the most prestigious venues in London. He died in February 1937 in Ann Street, Ballycastle. 1 year later, the 24th of May 1938, the Belfast Philharmonic Choir, under the baton of Godfrey Brown, sang Vine's arrangement of Macaulay's Ould Lammas Fair during the Royal Command Concert at the Albert Hall in London, the Northern Whig recording that it was accorded the biggest ovation of the evening. The ballad was recorded in 1959 by Eileen Donaghy, that fine singer from County Tyrone, and became so successful that members of the Ballycastle District Urban Council commissioned James Warwick, an artist attached to the Belfast College of Technology, to fashion a plaque in honour of Macaulay. Councillor Gogarty thought it a great idea, saying that Macaulay did more than he realised for the town of Ballycastle. There soon developed, however, a mild dispute among the councillors. Some wanted the plaque erected outside the building that once housed the Bog Oak shop, but others thought it best to put it on display in the council offices. With no agreement reached, the plaque lay gathering dust for quite a while. That is until Ruby Murray included the Macaulay gem on her 1962 album, Irish and Proud of It. Finally spurred into action, the councillors set about their work with gusto, and in August 1963, Eileen Donaghy was given the honour of unveiling the plaque, which was duly placed on the front wall of Macaulay's old shop. Needless to say, the town was thronged with people that day. Thankfully, the entire unveiling ceremony was captured on film and released by the BBC as a documentary under the title Lit by Love and Sunshine. And so ends our story of John Henry Macaulay's The Ould Lammas Fair. At the Ould Lammas Fair in Ballycastle long ago, I met a little colleen who set me heart aglow. She was smiling at her daddy, buying lambs from Paddy Row. At the Ould Lammas Fair in Ballycastle low, I seen her home that night when the moon was shining bright. From the Ould Lammas Fair at Ballycastle low. At the Ould Lammas Fair, boys, were you ever there? Were you ever at the fair at Ballycastle low? Did you treat your Mary Ann to some dulcet yellow man? At the Ould Lammas Fair in Ballycastle low. In Flanders fields afar, while resting from the war, we drank bon santé to the Flemish lassies, oh. But the scene that haunts my memory is kissing Mary Ann, her pouting lips so sticky from eating yellow man. We crossed the river Margie and strolled along the strand, from the Ould Lammas Fair at Ballycastle low. At the Ould Lammas Fair, boys, oh, were you ever there? Were you ever at the fair in Ballycastle low? Did you treat your Mary Ann to some dulcet yellow man? At the Ould Lammas Fair in Ballycastle low. There's a neat little cabin on the slopes of Ould Loch Ned. It's lit by love and sunshine, where the heather honey's made, by the bees ever humming, and our children's joyous call resounds across the valley when the shadows fall. I take me fiddle down, and me Mary smiling there brings back a happy memory of the Ould Lammas Fair. At the Ould Lammas Fair, boys, were you ever there? Were you ever at the fair in Ballycastle? Did you treat your Mary Ann to some dulcet yellow man at the Ould Lammas Fair in Ballycastle? Oh, the Ould Lammas Fair in Ballycastle.